how convenient is this timing? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the trial date that has been set for Trump's classified documents case. Now, this date is going to be at the most inopportune time, and I think we all knew what it was going to be from the beginning. I think we all knew the motivation behind this whole classified documents case. We know that the intention is to have Trump tied up in court so he can't be out there on the campaign trail the way he should. And it's also to have very public trial on the news all the time to say, hey, you know what? He might go to jail. He might get locked up. He might be in the penitentiary making big rocks and a little rocks. You can't vote for him. He's not electable. They know he's a front runner. DeSantis had a good spark, but that spark's kind of fizzled out. Trump is a front runner out of all candidates. So all they can do to try and suppress him is to make it look like he could be locked up and to have him in court, spending resources, time, energy, and whatnot. Now, before I go any further, we have a news clip. If you want to see this in full without my commentary, link, as always, will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio. Go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We got some breaking news with regard to former President Donald Trump. The judge in that case, Eileen Cannon, out of Fort Pierce, Florida, has set a trial date for the 20th of May. So that's a good 6 months prior to the election in November, on November 5th, 2024.
So this is May 20th, 2024. That is when the trial date starts. And there's going to be a lot of court action. How long will the trial take? How often will Trump need to be present in court? He could be trying to have rallies and whatnot, but then they say, oh, you got a court date on this day. You can't do the rally. Oh, there's an event. There's a debate. There's something you need to be at. Well, you can't do that because you got to go to court. You got to be there. So that is a date. Let's keep on going.
The president's team, they've been arguing, they want to punt this thing past the election. Dana, you could argue right now with if you're within 6 months of an election and you get close and you file certain motions, you might be able to get your wish in the end.
You might.
Because it's that close.
I think what she did here was sort of split the difference, right? Because the prosecutors were asking for this trial to go much, much sooner. The Trump team was trying to get it farther past. And she's been under the gun, right? As a judge, people have been questioning her loyalties, not her capabilities, but really her loyalties, because she was appointed by Trump. So anyway, this is now set for May 20th. We'll see if that holds. But even though that's 6 months before the general election date, that's quite a ways after Super Tuesday, when Republicans should have a pretty good idea of who their nominee is going to be.
And we're going to have other cases before that as well. They're going to pop up, whether it's in Georgia potentially or here in New York. In this particular matter, Trump faces 37 counts. That include 30 violations of the Espionage Act over allegations of withholding documents with regard to national security. That's the allegation that he was keeping at Mar-a-Lago and was not.
So that is the news right there. The trial date is set for May 20th, 2024. And as they just said in the clip, this date could be changed because there's going to be a lot of lawyer action. They're going to try to file motions and whatnot. They're going to try to say, well, let's file this, let's file that. So they want this to go past the election, although this shouldn't even really happen at all. This shouldn't even really be a thing. The whole classified documents kerfuffle is really ridiculous. It's just a way for them to try and get Trump out the way because they know he's a front runner and they can't do anything other than this. It's pretty simple. All right. There's still a Biden investigation going on. He has classified documents. Then there's the whole laptop thing, 10 for the big guy. I guess that's still going on. I'm not really sure about that. Will there be anything that comes as a result of it? I don't think so. I doubt it. Remember, Hillary Clinton and her whole email scandal and that laptop that Anthony Weiner had because she's sending emails to Huma Abedin's husband, boyfriend, whatever at the time. Anthony Weiner had access to it, and he had all kind of weird stuff on that laptop, all kind of security risk, security compromise, but different story. I digress. It wasn't really a big deal for her. The FBI director at the time, what was that? Was that Jim Comey? Went on TV and said, Well, there's some things here, but not enough to really go forward with any kind of investigation. Beyond this point, no charges are going to get filed. No reason prosecution would bring this against her. But here we are with Trump. Now, here's a timeline that I want to kind of go through. Shout out Charlie Kirk for this timeline. So this is really important because, again, the whole reasoning behind this, what's happening to Trump right now, is to interfere with the election, in my humble opinion. Am I saying that as a fact? YouTube fact checkers, normies that want to flag my videos. No, I'm not. I think it is a way to try to interfere with the election because, again, they know that they can't defeat him normally. They know he's a front runner. So they're trying to discourage people from voting for him. And they want to have him in court so he's not on the campaign trail as much as what he could be. Now, here's what's going on. So January 15th, 2024, that's the Iowa primary. Okay, this is a pretty important primary. It kind of gives you a sense of where we're going, who the nominee is going to be. They know who the nominee is going to be on the left, as long as Joe Biden can just survive until 2024. And I say survive, meaning not fall on the ground, break his hip or something crazy like that. As long as he could just maintain himself right now, even with all the brain fog and whatnot, he's going to be okay. They're going to trot him out there again to run. Although they shouldn't, they're going to. And on the right, the presumptive nominee is Donald Trump. DeSantis is second, but he's getting further away. It used to be kind of a close second. Now it's a kind of a distant second. But anyway, so we're going to kind of understand what's going on January 15th. But things can change. Because I think Buttigieg, or whatever you want to call him, he won the Iowa primary back in 2020. And obviously that didn't work out too well. Anyway, March 5th, 2024, that Super Tuesday with 12 state primaries. This is a very, very important date. I'll be covering that as I did in 2016 and 2020. I'll be covering it again in 2024. That's going to be very important. I think we're really going to see what's happening at that point. Now, here is Trump's, here's when the trial date is set to start. Again, this could change, but as of right now, as of July 21st, 2023, that is when the documents case is going to start. And then the next day is the Oregon primary. And then a few days later, June 4th, 2024, you have Montana, New Mexico, South Dakota primaries. July 15th, that is the RNC in Milwaukee, Republican National Convention, a very, very important event. By that time, we will know who the nominee is for sure. Absolutely. And then October 14th, we're already starting to vote. Early voting in Georgia. We already getting into it. And then November the 5th, that's election day. All right. So, they're saying, well, this is what Charlie's saying. It says, barring any future delays, it is conceivable that Trump, the top opposition candidate to the current regime, could be tried, convicted, and imprisoned before election day, election interference. Now, this is what they're going to say on the media. That's what they're going to say. He's going to get locked up. He's going to jail, although he most likely will not. I'm not saying it's impossible for him to go to jail, get locked up. But, I mean, there's been so many things that have been thrown against Trump. You got 2 impeachments. You got all kind of lawsuits and accusations and everything else, and nothing has worked yet. I've never seen the president get impeached not once but twice and beat it. I've never seen the 2 impeachments, and I've never seen somebody just beat the impeachments like that. They're desperate to try and get him out the way, and they're abusing a legal system. They're abusing the American Constitution. They're abusing everything to get him out of the way. It's very simple. All right. So here's another timeline right here. March 20th, 2024, deadline for the filing of any motions. Like, it's this, we got some stuff going on right here. The jury trial, all of that. So now we're looking at a lot of different court action, a lot of different things. This is going to be a mess. This is going to be a really big mess. And again, it's just to keep Trump out of the way. If he's going to court, dealing with that process, having to make appearances, it's just this whole thing should happen after the election, but it should not happen at all. And if this is going to happen, then let's get some motion on the Hunter Biden thing. How long does that take? The whole documents thing, I feel like as soon as they announced it, all of a sudden Trump's getting charged. Trump's getting arrested. Trump having to do a perp walk, mugshot, or whatever. But not really. You understand what I'm saying? As soon as they were talking about it, then there was action. With Hunter Biden, this has been going on for years and no action. Joe Biden, years and no action. Hillary Clinton, there was action, which was inaction. Oh, well, you wouldn't be reasonable to charge her. I'm just saying, if we're going to have a standard of law that we follow as I close, let's have that same standard apply to everyone and not just certain people because of their political ideology and because they are a threat to the deep state, the mainstream media, or whatever you want to call it. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with Trump having to go to court, have this whole trial thing happen right during the primary season, right during the time where you should be just doing rallies, gearing up for a re-election, probably becoming the presumptive nominee? Now you got to do with this. Is it done? Is this being done to try and just get him out of the way? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is obvious. It's pretty obvious what's going on. They're doing this to try to interfere because they have nothing else. They can't just convince us that he's a bad person, we shouldn't vote for him or whatever. They can't do that. So they have to abuse the system. This is what's going on. And it's really a ridiculous crying shame. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.